Today we'll be drawing. Hi everyone. Today we'll be drawing my favorite Haikyu couple, Kage and Hina. This is a picture I did for Kageyama's birthday. So I'm starting off with the basic shapes where I want them to be and how I want it to look, and fixed up some angles. And then right away I got into drawing in their outfits. So after doing my basic sketch, when I was putting in where Kageyama and Hinata's faces would be, I realized that their angles were kind of off and it looked weird from the reference photo I was using. So I duplicated that layer with the base sketches and had to move some things around. So you'll see the position of where they are in my sketch doesn't actually match up where they were in the first basic shape sketch. For the final sketch, I just tried to make clear where the lines would be so I could do the line art easily. Added some mountains for the background that I used using a reference photo, as well as marking in where some of the clouds might be. And right into the speed paint we go! First off, like normal, we're starting off with the line art. So the story behind this piece is they went on a morning run, but the mountains, you can see these mountains when they do that race where they try to catch up to Yoshijima. On Kageyama's head is the towel that Hinata crowned him with, signifying that he is indeed the king of the court and there's nothing wrong with it. And he's feeding Kageyama a little box of milk. And starting the colors. Those are my reference photos that I used for the color. Those are my reference photos for getting the colors. Filling in all the negative spaces that are kind of hard to see, and now drawing in the facial expressions. Starting in with some shading to add more depth to the piece. So you can find them wearing these outfits in the Haikyu Season 4 episode where Kageyama's on a run and he meets Hinata and Nishinoya outside the school gymnasium. Wow, this is a really long speed paint. And there's your little Shiba on his towel that Hinata gave him, fixing in some highlights, and finally filling in the background for the mountains. There's a little silhouette with the different colors and some marking in spots where the clouds should be. So I added some more darker colors using airbrush here, as well as adding some details onto the mountains. I wasn't really sure how to do these, so I used a small brush and blended them using the reference picture I found of these mountains. I went through this process several times of adding different colors onto the mountains, blending them together. Wasn't really happy with how they turned out. But at the end, I got something I liked. Turns out it wasn't blurring each little stroke, it kind of just blurred the whole thing. Since I am using iArtBook, there's no Gaussian blur effect like there is on Procreate. And I'm doing the mountains that are in the back, or like behind the green ones, so the blue mountains. And I'm using the same technique for that. And I'm just gonna speed it up a bit here so you guys don't have to see all this blurring. So here I went over the darker parts one more time where the shading should be, just so it's more clear where the lighting is. Adding a little blush, it's one of my favorite parts to do for every single piece. And we can see here I try to add darker shadows and brighter highlights onto the mountains. And I finally do that blurring that I was talking about. So the birthday boy sketch I actually added after I finished coloring most of the piece, because then I realized that I needed something to indicate that it was birthday, and usually I'd write the birthday person's name in the piece, but I didn't want to ruin the mood that was going with the piece because I really liked how this was turning out. So it kind of got cut off. Let me fix that real quick. But I'm doing the line art, shading, and the coloring for the pin, and it says birthday boy on it. And with that, we are done!